Now, Edwin Sifuna fully declares he will not be in support of William Ruto even if an NDC is called and they decide the way forward for ODM being in support of the broad-based government. Why do you think Edwin Sifuna totally refuses to support William Ruto and his two-term narrative? Well, he is called Edwin Sifuna, an interesting subject topic to discuss today. And he says no to supporting William Ruto, no matter what the direction of ODM is. Why do you think Sifuna still sticks to not supporting William Ruto? Welcome back to our channel. Press that subscribe button and ring your notification bell so that you can be fast to receive the news bulletins once we upload them. Now, even prior to Raila's passing, Sifuna had decided, and his allegiance lied with the not supporting the broad-based alliance. No matter what, he was still the Secretary General. Yes, he participated in signing all the documents, but Raila let Sifuna play his politics without criticism. A very intelligent art that Raila mastered. One leg in and another one out. Raila was supporting the broad-based alliance, but with the caution. A good student always takes after the master.
If this is somebody you say, to be clear, you do not support President William Ruto's re-election bid. So what happens if your party gets into a pre-election, pact? The president himself, at a meeting with his party members just recently, said, he could win, the margin by 1 to 2 million votes with ODM by his side. So what would happen if your party gets into a pre-election pact with UDA, with President William Ruto as the party leader, as the presidential candidate? Where does that leave you?
I still wouldn't support him. I mean, a ballot is a secret.
Please.
Nobody can compel me to vote for William Ruto. Number two, that math that you quoted is what we call voodoo math. William Ruto would have to break down that number for you, because for me, knowing what I know about how Kenyans vote, listening to sentiment on the ground from western to coast to Nyanza to central Kenya to eastern to all of those places, I simply do not see a path to power for William Ruto. In fact, I want to say
wait, hang on a second. He does see a path to power with ODM
we have
by
differences
his side,
of opinion on
and that's okay. If there is that pre-election coalition pact with the person that you say you do not want to see re-elected in 2027.
See, I will still vote to kick him out.
This is not about who you will vote for.
I will still vote to kick him out.
Allow me to finish.
The ballot is mine.
Allow me to finish the question. Where does this leave you, being a member of a party that is now in a pre-election coalition pact, if we get there?
So let me show you something.
And I've not talked about you being Secretary General.
Let me
I'm
show
talking
you
about
something.
you. Please allow me to finish the question. You being a member of the party, where does that leave you, being a member of a party whose big decision to be in a pre-election pact is something you strongly disagree with, as we've seen here?
So I want to illustrate something to you. We are given 6 ballots, right? In 2017, even in 2022, you have people who belong to ODM who will vote for Raila Odinga for president, come and vote against the ODM candidate in 2017 who was Kidero. They voted Kidero out. Members of ODM, they were giving Raila the votes, denying Kidero, voting for Sifuna, voting for Pasaris. You understand? When you are given that ballot, nobody is there to coerce you to make a decision. And for me, I hear them saying, they are tired of being in opposition. The surest way for ODM to end up in opposition is to get entangled with William Ruto, because
with respect,
William Ruto is going home.
Respect, Edwin, I'm not
He's going home.
Interesting theory there from Edwin Sifuna. Well, William Ruto is actually fully relying on ODM support. This means all the strongholds of Raila Odinga, including Western region, Coastal region, Mombasa regions, and definitely Nyanza region. But according to what Sifuna is trying to say, he has passed through these regions and some of them are singing and embracing the one-term narrative. Do you think William Ruto stands a chance to get re-elected by ODM and all strongholds of Raila by his side?
Asking
You have
about-
asked me where it will leave me.
I'm not asking about how you will vote. That is your decision and that is a private matter. I'm asking about where this leaves you in the membership of a party whose big decision prior to an election goes against your values.
This
not
is what
who
I'm
you
saying.
Will vote for.
I will exercise that value by voting against him.
Okay.
Yes.
And still remain a member of the party?
Of course.
Okay.
You are allowed to do that.
All right. So what options are you exploring then in that presidential bid? Should ODM, in your view, field a candidate?
Absolutely. And, even the last time when we were here, I explained to you why I felt strongly that ODM should field a candidate.
Now, it has been a subject topic since Raila Odinga's passing that ODM should field a presidential candidate, and that is what Edwin Sifuna is insisting fully. ODM has always been in opposition, and ODM as a party was never left to William Ruto. Only a few individuals were in the broad-based alliance, and ODM was standing independent. One thing Edwin Sifuna insists on. Still a trending debate. Do you think ODM should field a presidential candidate?
The opportunity of a lifetime here, in my view. Because of how the vote split in 2022, our candidate lost by a margin of 200,000 votes. In my estimation, if we just kept the constituencies that voted for Raila Odinga, we didn't need to do anything else, because the person who has lost the biggest chunk of his support is William Ruto. We would actually win. I've heard people saying, oh, Baba never nurtured anyone to be president. And it is the biggest insult I've had against Raila Odinga, because he was not nurturing us in poultry farming. He was not making people who will come to be avocado or horticulture farmers. The Raila Odinga School of Leadership is about leadership. It is in the name. It is in the name. If you feel that you have not been sufficiently prepared for leadership, just step aside. Throw a jam.
So
that's what we're saying.
That is very true. Raila Odinga actually trained his followers in a very delicate manner. Let's look at Babu Owino. If today Babu Owino decides to run for presidency, don't you think Babu Owino will have a win? Edwin Sifuna, if he decides today I'm running for president, definitely he will have a win, because those are the two most popular leaders in ODM, and all of you agree that if Sifuna today or Babu Owino decides I am running, definitely they will have a position, because of the die-hard support they have, the massive support from the Gen Zs, and the love because of practicing what is called democracy, the will of the people, one thing that Raila Odinga perfectly knew how to execute.
And people within the party who are capable of...
people forget.
Okay, let me ask you
people
this.
Forget.
Let me ask you this.
Let me
explain.
Does that...
No.
Now I'm on the explainer. You're not allowing me to explain.
You have had every opportunity to speak. I
Let me
also have an
explain this
opportunity
point,
to
because
ask
I
a
will lose
question.
it.
We will get to it in a moment. Do some of those people who could run for president include you?
Let me explain.
Explain.
Last time, when we were approaching the election, do you know, Yvonne, some of them have had people saying here that the party leader is the automatic presidential candidate. That is not what the constitution of ODM says. The constitution of ODM says the party leader shall be the person who was the presidential election in the previous election. Do you see the distinction? That means the party leader is not the automatic presidential candidate, and that is why in 2022, with Raila alive, the National Elections Board of ODM put out an advertisement for people interested in being presidential candidates. We had two people who applied who were not party leaders. They were Raila's deputies. Joe put in an application, Oparanya put in an application, because that is what the rules of ODM says. So even if you were to go by 2022, are you telling me that Joe and Oparanya have somehow lost ambition or capacity to be presidential candidates? Just going by that. And which is why we are saying, if you are unable to, if you feel that you are not ready for this particular contest, you are not prepared well by Baba, or you are one of those who Winnie was talking about, you slept in the class, please give way. Give way, because as a party that has always fielded a presidential candidate, we have a responsibility to provide an alternative to William Ruto.
Okay, could that alternative be you?
Mimi, if they announce today that we put in our applications, if everybody else fears, I'll put in an application. There is nothing wrong with that. And let the members of ODM decide whether Sifuna can run for president or not. There's no problem.
Interesting politics there. Do you think Edwin Sifuna, if given a chance to vie for the presidential candidate, he could beat it fair and square? Definitely, I second Edwin Sifuna. He has the support, he has the love, and definitely he could be in position. Well, what do you think? Can Edwin Sifuna battle William Ruto for the presidency? Leave me your views on the comment section. Subscribe to Royal News, the channel where you get all your trending politics. JD Ishmaels.